Everyone, happy Sunday. Thanks for showing up on a different day because we've got our special Amanda speaking tonight. She looks like you just came off like a dance video set. I freaking just showered and you look so cute.
Oh my gosh, I've been out all day.
Really? Your hair looks curled and cute. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. I mean, the announcements really haven't changed since last Wednesday. So, moral of the story is just check the calendar. I don't know if Danielle, you wanted to add anything to the announcements, or Amanda, but like really, it's been 4 days or so, so there's really nothing new. Other than the fact that we had Super Weekend, I guess that's probably a big one, and there were some big announcements made there. A couple more details shared with us about Amwala's program coming in July, a mystery physical product coming next month where Carl didn't really give any details on the fact that he's been using it and will share with us on, I think he said May 19th. I don't have my notes in front of me. But ultimately, too, if you missed that event, it was yesterday at yesterday morning. If you missed that event, the entire recording for it will be posted in your coach office tomorrow. So go take the hour and 20 minutes to watch it. It's worth it because you get all of the details on Let's Get Up. You get a ton of details that we haven't seen yet about 645, which is the name of the new Amwala program in the summer. And you also get to hear a little bit of like coach training. So it's super worth it. We did have a little group chat, which is awesome, kind of bonding that morning, talking some stuff. Trying to think if there's any other announcements. Obviously, this is replacing Wednesday's team call, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have anything going on. We will be doing our team happy hour, the monthly happy hour on Wednesday instead. So many of you block off that time on a weekly basis. You can still join and hang out with us, just a more casual setting, ask questions, bond, whatever. That's pretty much what I got. Amanda, Danielle, anything else? Did I miss something? Type in the chat. I will open it up for recognition if there is anything that you guys have. I know Amanda and her team are going into or have completed 2 of the 6 weeks, and she's going to talk about that plenty today. But is there anything else?
There's like a fun fact about the new nutrition thing that we don't know what it is yet, but Molana's in that test group, so hopefully as a team we should be able to hear a little bit more before everyone else, that she'll be able to give us that kind of scoop on it when she's allowed.
Absolutely, that's huge and super exciting. Well, with that, let me go ahead and introduce Amanda. Man, this is a pleasure I didn't even know I'd get to have. So Amanda and I are somewhat like parallels in the business. We're under the same sponsored coach, and we met right around when I started coaching. She was already in the business, which was just over 4 years ago when I started. And we met at my first summit, which was 2017, and have been at every summit together since, which gosh, I miss seeing you in person, girl. But I think one of the things that Amanda and I really bonded over was, and we've talked about this before, and I'm not gonna beat it to death, but was kind of the journey that our coach decided to stop working the business. And we really had each other and was like, well, even without that mentorship, even without that guidance and person looking out for us, we are going to take those lessons and that what we took, make ourselves better leaders. Basically, we know what we don't want for our team, and work together to continue to grow our businesses. And so we've done that, and it's just been a joy over the last, I would really call it like 6 months to a year, to really watch Amanda really spring into this new person. I would say it's more so springing into who she truly is and just confidently sharing that out there. So she's been the person before who has said, and I don't know if you're going to talk about the obstacles you've overcome in your coaching journey, but she's definitely always hustled, always made Success Club pretty much a non-negotiable. She's always on the leaderboards. And then the connection to building the team just wasn't there. And there was something that clicked, something that became really authentic about who she was portraying on social media and who she was attracting because of that. And Amanda gets to celebrate now 2 out of 6 weeks of 1-star qual with her team, which I can tell by the way that you guys interact and that have been on the team are such a good vibe for each other. So with that and no further ado, Amanda, I would love to hand over the mic to you to talk tonight about momentum and going into 1-star qual with your team.
Woohoo. Yeah, so it really has been like the last 6 months. Something shifted this past 6 months to a year. And like just said, so I became a coach March 2016. 2 months later, my coach quit, and it was actually a girl that I like freaking idolized. I wanted her life in college. I still want her life now. She's a freaking Phillies girl, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like, all I want to be, like, ever wanted to be was like professional dancer, cheerleader, and she got that life in college. I finally, kind of became friends with that girl outside of college once we graduated, signed up under her, then she quit, and then I got put under who's my upline now, and she's completely MIA. And then because of her is how I met Jess. But this, I loved Beachbody since 2013. I did Insanity. I think I've told many of you guys before, through like a sketchy Chinese website. Nothing was in English, but I knew I could follow the workouts. So I did that. And then college happened for 2 more years. And then once I graduated, I dove in with my first challenge pack back in DVD days, Insanity Max 30. Once that one was done, I bought another set of DVDs, bought another set of DVDs, and then played the I need another paycheck before I can dive in to become a coach card, which, I mean, I really did need another paycheck. I've never been financially stable until, I wouldn't even say I'm stable now, but I'm in a much better place now. And that's a really huge part of my why. And this past year, I've really just, so I wrote down a couple of keywords that will kind of chime in on throughout this. But so I've been intentional, I've leaned in, I've figured out how to prioritize and sacrifice better. I've believed that everything I want is inevitable. I've taken risks, and I've communicated better. And that's really what everything over the last 6 months has come down to, is these, 3, 4, 5, 6 keywords. And it's putting it everywhere. So my main thing with money, this is in my face every day. This is how much I'm trying to get rid of for my highest student loan with highest income or interest rate. It's in my face every day. Every single day. It's on my desk, and my bed is right behind me. My desk is right here. I see this every day. As well as right next to it is everything I've already achieved. So my account, RJ's account. So it's when I have those moments of doubt, there's a whole other board with all my all-star type stuff and Shakeology 365 stuff, because that shit's important too. So every day when I wake up, I see my why, I see how much money I'm trying to get out of, and I see everything I've already done. So that when I have those moments of doubt or those moments of I can't do this, it's like, bitch, you've already done that. So why can't you keep going? And so I have it in front of me, and that's been a really big game changer. As well as this year, honestly, this year has been, like I said, intentional is the very first word on my list, because that's how it's been the last 6 months. I've never used trackers before. I'm tracking everything for our teams, which is how I know, how I found out yesterday that we're 524, and I have everything tracked for RJ's account and my account. And at the end of the month, when I get these reports, I'm going live. So I have a PS page as well, so outside of the hub, and I go live in it and explain, this is what we did, this is how we did it, and here's how each of you play your part in that. This isn't me. I can't make a team goal happen by myself. That's not a team. Our individual ranks through Emerald happen on ourselves. Everything after that is your team. And that's why communication is on my kind of keywords things too. Because if you're not communicating with your team, what the hell are you doing? This isn't Amanda's Beachbody, it's Team Beachbody and Team Strong Fitness. And everybody within that plays a huge part. And that's kind of been a huge shift for me, because I never, until this past, I don't know, Molano, when did you join the team? October? Until October, I didn't have anybody stick and like actually want to do this. And I could have told myself up until then, like, this just isn't meant for me to be that way. I'm never, gonna make, it like high in this or whatever, or like make this a really like huge source of income for me. but I had that still inevitability in my mind. And I think that's, I don't remember if it was a post that I did when I first got the first week of 1-star 2 weeks ago. And I said, like, you have to believe it's inevitable. And that literally is, I did a diamond dash last year. It's actually how I think I've regained my diamond in that, because I got diamond, I dropped. We all drop at some point. Don't beat yourself up over it. It happens. Even if it's you dropping from emerald, it happens. Even if it's you dropping out of success star, your streak in that success club streak, it happens. Just move on. It doesn't give you your worth. It doesn't tell you that you're a bad coach. It just tells you that maybe you didn't do the things that you were supposed to do in that month. Maybe you weren't as intentional. Maybe you lost sight of why you're doing this. Maybe you need to reorganize the way you're doing things. Oh yeah, it's so easy to drop. And that's not the stuff that we talk about too. We don't like put that out there. And so that, I think, is what makes people think that it's so hard. But it is hard, but it's not if you keep the communication going and if you keep focus on what it is that you want. And so this year I ended the year with diamond, and then I was like 2 out of the 4 categories for team builder, and I was crushed that we didn't do it. But I was also like, you know what, let's look at everything that happened in 2020 when it came to this. At my highest income year, I achieved team builder. Never done that before, and to do that you have to have a team. I never had a team before. I achieved diamond after being emerald from 2016 to 2020. 4 years of emerald, y'all. Like, and I went emerald within my first month back in 2016. Like, if you're not being intentional, or you're not really on track, or you're not communicating with anybody, that's how you're going to stay stuck. I had someone come into my inbox the other day asking, like, how are you moving forward? I've been talking to my downline, and I'm like, well, are you talking to your upline? Are you communicating on like both ends? Are you being clear with whoever it is that you're trying to get mentorship from? Like, are you being clear with them? And so it all comes in to all of that. And so in my case, and with Jess, we don't have that awesome upline mentor. We had to become it for ourselves. And so then it's reaching out to other sources. So I dove into every free Josh coach training I could get my hands on. I vibe with him so well. And then finally this week, I laid down $1,080, I think, because they gave me a discount to do his 3-month Road to Elite tryout, which you have to be at least diamond to be in it. And I'm in this pod of 28 other women trying to level the fuck up, and it's already a game changer this week. And so it's leaning in again, which is, why I had that as my team's phrase of the year this year. And I preach to my team and to all of our info calls, because of the way that I was brought into this and everything happened. I tell them, we are not island coaches. If you want to be an island and you want to isolate yourself, go do that. But then don't put it on us, and don't blame us as a team for not being there for you when you're pulling yourself out. You get to lean in, or you get to pull out, and the keyword in that is you. And so that's where with all this with me was, I can pull out, I can just be that person listening, like reading everything in the groups, in the team pages, in the chats, or I can be one of the people who's actually communicating in it, who's showing up in it, who's looking for other things. I am the isolator in my full-time job because I don't give a fuck about social work, but I am not going to be the isolator in this. And I'm building a team and a challenger community of people leaning in. And that has been one of the most clear clicking things this year for me. And I think that's why things are shifting, is because I have a better idea of what I'm actually trying to do with this, versus before was, I want to do this to get out of debt. All right, that's helping me. But then it was finally taking it out. So like, when we're a challenger, this is all about us. Sure, if you want to be selfish and make it about you, all power to you, girl. But if you want to be a coach, it's no longer about you. And that's why, when we were in Transformation Nation, they had that Level Up Academy thing. And so level 1 was you mastering like you as a challenger. You want to be the best challenger ever. But then once you become a coach and you commit yourself to a coach and you sign up at least one person, or that very first person, you are no longer in this for you. You are in this also for that person just as much as you're in this for you. And so I was thinking about that a lot this year. And last year was the first year that I actually wrote out like quarterly goals. And I used Kelsey Smith's like huge packet, and it worked really, really well. this year I'm following her same format, but I have been using the Judy Holler Vibe and Thrive planner, and it's absolutely amazing because it has you it's only 3 months in the beginning. It has you write out your quarter goals as well as your year goals, as well as just straight up brainstorming like everything you want. If it could happen this year, write it down. And it has you go through each month. But what I really love is every single day, you're writing out your 3 priorities for the day. And this is what's helped me a lot. You're writing out 10 I am power statements. And in this, every single day, I have been telling myself, I'm in control of my success today. I'm proud of myself. I'm in control of my present and future life. I'm getting myself out of student loan debt. I'm capable of leading and teaching my personal sponsored coaches how to succeed. I did not have that belief in me until this year, and I'm pretty sure it's because I've written it down every single day. As well as I've also put into here, it's like personal stuff. And then I'm building a positive, empowering community for women to feel safe and awesome in. And that writing that out every day reminds me what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and why this isn't just for me anymore. And then it's within that, I'm carrying that into all of my conversations when I talk to people and when we have different, when in our bod groups. So something that I'm trying to be even more intentional about, I'm doing it well now, but I want to get better at it, is I want to go in nightly. I'm not doing it nightly right now. I think I'm doing it like Monday and Friday. I need to get better. And I will go back to the very last day that I looked at everybody's, because I like every single person's log in there. And I'll like and I'll comment if it's something, if they have something a little bit more personal in there, or even if I just think something when I look at their thing, I'll comment on it. And so say I did that on Monday, I don't look back until Thursday because like life gets crazy. I will scroll all the way back down until the very last thing that I looked at on Monday. So then I show the women in there, whether they're my challengers or the challengers of my coaches. So they see that I see them, that I am in there for them. And then instead of just liking, I go back, I comment, because I want them to feel what I want them to feel. I want them to log back in after I go into there and say like, oh wow, like she actually like noticed that I did this, or she actually like validated what I'm feeling. Or even if they just logged, and a lot of the times, they'll like put like a smile or something, or they'll just type in what they did, nothing extra. And I still say, look at you showing up today, or something as simple as that, because that's what I'm trying to create. And I think that's just good when I do that too. And I think I'm probably going to try to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something, because I like seeing it in clumps. I get so excited. Like, and it makes me so happy to see like this is the community that has been created because I said yes. Because I'm still I don't like calling myself like the leader of it, but like Team Confidence was created by me. And so everybody who's come in after it was because of me. And so it's when I go through that and read everybody's like awesome non-scale victories, and just the fact that all these people are showing up, and like when I do the leaderboard every Monday, it's amazing. And then that's the installing part. And so it's, all these business habits, yes, but then it's those ones that really, really matter too. And that we have to like soak in the emotion that we get when we look over those things, not just making it a quick, I'm just doing the message today because I'm supposed to. I'm just liking this today because I'm supposed to. I'm just acknowledging them today because I'm supposed to. No, yes, we are supposed to. But what are you feeling when you're doing it? Lean into that, because that's what makes this worth it. That's why we're doing this, right? That's why we want to help other people, right? Is to hear back from them. And that's something that I've really been intentional about, like focusing on. I know how I feel. I know how my journey is. I'm pushing that like to the side. Like I want to know what everyone else is doing and how they're feeling because of the trickling effect of me starting this, that now they're all in this too. The other thing that I like about this planner that's helped me every day, today's build up to myself. You give yourself a pep talk every day. And I think that's just like so cool because I love it. And I'm the queen of pep talks for everybody else but myself. So having to do that in the morning is great. And then it's also split up every day is so this is one day. And so you have your morning vibe check, and then before bed, which I'll either do when I leave, right before I leave work at 11:45, if I get off early on time, or if I don't do this and I get home, I will do it before I go to bed. I will stay out in the kitchen, do it on the island really quick before coming to bed. And that's where like your intentionality has to be. If you are committed to doing these things, you do them, even if it means not going to bed 2 minutes, earlier. And so it's an evening vibe check, and it's, I got out of my comfort zone today, yes or no? If yes, what'd you do? Best part of my day. I made a mistake or failed today. And if you if you write yes, it says, yay me, here's what I learned. Not, boo, you failed, why'd you fail? It's, yay, this is what I learned because of that failure today. And then did I move my body? And today I was most proud when. And I just think like that, I've tried a lot of planners. Last year, I think I went through 2 different ones. This one, because I read, so if you don't know Judy Holler yet, she wrote Fear is My Homeboy. Took me a couple months to get through it last year, but it is really good. And she has a podcast. But so I found out about her planner because of her podcast. And so this is actually fresh for her this year too. So it's kind of like a trial and error thing, but it's what she runs her day doing. And so I was like, you know what? Why not try it out? So I bought it in December, started it in January. This is my second one now, and I love it. And I think it's really helped just with that mental shift this year. Staying positive, staying on it. I mean, I wouldn't say I've used it every single day because I get lazy on the weekends, but I would say I at least use it every Monday through Friday and 1 weekend day a year. It's kind of like with shakes. I always skip 1 weekend shake and then double up sometime during the week. But so it's having all these things in place this year that have helped me build my own momentum, and then I pour it into my team. So I said we have a PS page. We don't use that too much. It's kind of more for me to just do lives with them instead of having everything in the chat. And then we have, and I have an album in there. So then every time I introduce a new coach or someone rank advances or they're on their way to success starter or like, this 1-star qual or when we achieve team builder, like it all goes into that album. And I think it's called like Team Strong Fitness Coach Achievements. So we have that, and then that's how I do my lives with them. But then I also have just a Team Strong Fitness coaches chat, and we're in it every day. And so when I learn different things, I give it right to them. If I'm reading something and I have that aha moment, I take a picture of it or screenshot it if it's a book I'm reading on my phone, and I send it to them. And I'm asking for feedback. I will get snappy if I don't get any kind of response, but I see everybody's read it or liked it. I don't want to fucking like. I want you to use your words, be a big girl, and tell me what you're feeling. And so, or like when they're reading something, so I've been challenging them more recently now too. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I did a why Wednesday. So it brought everybody back into why the hell are you in this? Why are you on my team? Why are you in this for you? And then I think it was last Monday, it was just like, hey, like April, check in. What are you reading? Let me make sure you're reading something. And I want to see a screenshot or a picture of it. I don't want you to tell me what you're reading. I want to know you're reading it by showing me what you're highlighting. And so it's just those simple things, because then when we share it that way, we're getting to read it too, because we're not all reading the same book. And then it's like, oh, maybe, if you're getting some kind of takeaway from this, share it with us, because then maybe someone else in here needs that same takeaway too. It's not just the simple, are we doing these tasks, yes or no? It's, okay, cool. Now, like, show me what it is that you're doing actually, or like, why did you like that? I even told the girls who are listening to stuff on audio, I want you to type in the quote and tell us what it came from. And because then it's building conversation between all of us too, because if it's something that we're not all reading, it's built this like, oh wow, that's really cool. Maybe like I think we have 3 girls now reading the book that Moana started, because she shared so much with us that now they have their own little like book club going because she started reading that book and shared something, and they wouldn't have known about that book had she not shared that. There's 4 of us, I think, now doing some kind of Josh Codes training, because I sent them a link the other day and was like, here's a code too. Y'all like, check this one out. It's free. If you want to sign up after, go for it. And now we're all doing some kind of training to level ourselves up because I shared it. Like, if I want my team to grow with me, then I'm sharing every single thing that I'm doing with them. There are no secrets in this. And that's why we're all supposed to be giving each other success, right? Like, I don't want this by myself. And that's something that Jess and I had said last year when we were both trying to go for 1-star. It was like, but no one else on our team is going to be, so like say we got it by the end of last year to go to like the virtual new leader conference that happened this January, February. no one else on our team would have gone with us. But now this year, because there's so much time, when I achieve this on May 6th and have my 6 week qual locked in, there's so much time in the year for more ladies on my team to go 1-star by the end of the year too, that we're going to get that new leadership conference experience together. And I want that. I don't want to be the only one going. I don't want to be the only successful one on my team. That's freaking boring. Knowing that like the end of last month was so exciting, being part of Moana pushing. And we were all excited for her. That was like the cool thing about it. We're not just like, oh yay, look at Moana becoming success starter. It's, yeah girl, you got this. There's this many hours left. Like, I'm still awake with you. Like, we were all in it. We were all pushing. I think like Kayla got up to SC8 last month and it was her first month. And Kenna got up to I think 8-2, 6-7, something like that too. Because we were just all started pushing together. And that's what happens when you as a team push together. Like, you all magically, rise above
Hey, Amanda,
together.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I love how this almost like became okay, you got your coaches, like how to make them thrive and feel this community and love as a team. I do have one question. So for the girl who's like, okay, cool, I know what to do like when I have my coaches, but I don't have a team right now. I don't have any coaches. And one of the things that I feel like you could speak on is hitting Success Club doesn't build you a team, right? Like you and I both have been in that boat of Success Club month in and month out, and it's challenges and challenges who come and go and come and go and come and go, but it's not coaches who stick and coaches who see the vision and coaches who want to work the business. And so I was wondering if you could share a little bit about your journey over that last like 12 months, 6 months time frame where you really made the shift, not from not like making Success Club important, because you still show up and do that, but taking ownership of the business. And I mean, I saw a lot of it happen from your coach sneak peeks. Like, full background for those people, if you guys haven't figured it out already, Amanda works like night shift. And so she's like, these coach sneak peeks suck because I'm never on them. And I feel like I'm inviting girls and they don't see me. And I was like, well, do your own. And so she started doing that. And I really feel like it's been amazing to watch that become a consistent part of her business. But I just wanted you to kind of talk about the ownership shift from recruiting challengers to recruiting coaches.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was that conversation that we had, but you were like, well, why don't you just do your own? And I was like, oh fuck, why don't I just do my own? And then it was also like that call out moment, and I was like, oh, I thought I was skimming by, saying that I couldn't be on them, and because it scared me shitless. Oh my god. But actually my first one is how Rockstar Moana joined. And so it just, yeah, so it's exactly that. I got into the mindset of Success Club 5 is a non-negotiable. That's the minimum of our job. Like, if we don't hit that, we're not doing the minimum of our job. And so it was then shifting that to, okay, what are my non-negotiables when it comes to the business? Because I'm amazing at getting challengers. I got that 34 months down. This month will be 34 months down. And so then it's like, okay, challengers are great, but I do need to grow this business. And so it was, what do I need to do? I need to have coach sneak peeks, even if it's just me rambling and feeling like I'm talking some bull, but I'm going to do it anyways. Actually barely wrote down notes for it the night before at work. So I was just scared. And then when you're scared, you don't want to do the things, right? But so I did it. And then I felt really awesome after, because it was something that I challenged myself to do and tackled. And it was a learning opportunity. I learned how to talk about it better. I learned what I didn't feel right saying and what I did feel right saying. And from there on out, it just became another non-negotiable. So I have it on my calendar for every month and a quarter. So I already know, like, so I did that one, I want to say November. And I was like, okay, when's December? So I looked at my calendar that day after doing it. I said, okay, this is when December's is going to be. And then when quarter one started, I marked on my calendar January, February, March. And now this one, I have April, May, and June already scheduled out, because it's part of the job. Like, and that's the mentality, I guess, that I have, is when something's part of the job, you do it, right? Whether you want to or not, you do it. And then once, now once it brought on a coach and then brought on another one, I'm like, well, they need these ones now too. So it really is just now it's that like that coaching accountability that we say coaching is the ultimate fitness accountability. Once you have one coach under you, that's the ultimate business accountability, because now these calls are for them to bring girls to. Whether I think the last one I didn't even have a single person to, but Kenna had like 3, and I was like, all right, we're doing this. Like it's part of the job. It's what we're doing. And it's that I wish I had a better way to say how I got coaches this year who are actually working, but I think it's just that mindset I had of this is inevitable. It is going to work. I am going to well, the main thing, I am going to talk about coaching more, because if I want it to work, I have to be intentional about using the right words. So versus always talking about my challenge groups and my posts, I started talking about, I think I literally say team strong confidence in almost every coaching fitnessy post that I have now. Or I say our strong confidence community. I think I kind of, and when I think about this a lot now, I tapped into kind of like Kelsey Smith, always talking about Team SB. And like she puts it out there. She tells the world, whether they know what Beachbody is or not, that she's building this team Simply Beautiful. She is part of like the Team SB tribe, da 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 da. And yes, yeah. So it's sharing the vision, it's sharing what I'm building, it's talking about it. It's no longer, I think I had this issue for the longest time thinking that what I was doing like wasn't real or wasn't important or wasn't like, I don't know, it's like so minuscule. I can't say that word. You'll know what I'm trying to say. In comparison to like everything else in the world, like outside of COVID, screw 2020. Like, it just I had this thought that this didn't matter, or like no one was going to care if I ever built this to something huge. But it's kind of just like, well, back to that like kind of cliche saying, those people aren't going to pay my bills. I don't care if they care or not, or if they understand what this is or not. I understand what this is. I understand what it can be, and so I'm going to believe wholeheartedly in it. And so it's then doing the scary thing of talking about coaching. And yeah, like you said in that comment, sharing my vision. I have become way more transparent this year about my student debt more than ever, about my body more than ever. Like I haven't posted the kind of pictures I've been posting ever until February. And if you haven't seen, I've been posting a lot of like boudoir pictures. And it's also because I'm trying to bring in and create this community of not just fitness. And this is where I've told my team, I think it was like end of February, that I was like, you know what, we're going to have a revamping on our phrasing. We're not fitness and health coaches, we're health and happiness motivators. And so even when we have our templates, so I get the templates from Mompreneur, I'll change the list one to say Team Strong Confidence Health and Happiness Group, not fitness club, boot camp, whatever. Like I don't like those phrasings, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't want people to think that they have to have this like weight loss goal when they come in here. I don't even have a weight loss goal. So how am I going to tell someone else that they need to have one? So I want you to feel happy and healthy. And so we are now these health and happiness motivators. And because like coaching also, I think just coaching puts on this like kind of harsher, I don't know, like idea. I think a lot of people get scared of like, well, I don't have it in me to coach someone else, but we all have it in us to motivate someone else or motivate ourselves. And so that's where I've moved off of saying we're coaches to we're motivators. Because that really is what we're doing. We're not getting certifications like, personal trainers have or life coaches have. Like those people go through a lot to get that title. And yes, while we do have a lot of trainings through Beachbody and stuff, I feel better, and I think my team does too, because we talk about it, saying that we're health and happiness motivators, and we love being that positive source of motivation for the people who are coming to us. And I say that in our coach info sessions. And it's still kind of funny because I call them coach info sessions, but I say it's how, we use this coaching platform to motivate people to live happier, healthier lives. And so that's where health and happiness groups come into play. And I think figuring out how to get more coaches this year has definitely been way more intentional on the asking part. I don't ask too many people right away because I want them to have their like first win first. And it's usually, so I'll have someone sign up normally or as a discount member. I explain the whole discount thing. Um, I have everybody do clean week first, and then usually around week day 5, they're already feeling awesome. And some people are already starting to try to refer friends to me, or they just want to keep going on their journey. But if they try to refer, I'm like, well, hold on, there's this opportunity for you. Um, and so that I think that's been a better way in transitioning people. So that's what like Pearl did, and she has a friend right now too that we're kind of like talking with on switching. And then it's just if you see something in someone, ask. There's no harm in asking. It's not going to ruin your relationship with that person. It's just you saying, I see this in you. I see that, you know, being more of a coach and like in our like intimate like texting group would be, you know, beneficial for you, or I think you could really like this aspect of it. And if not, you don't have to stick with it. You'll still get your discount. Yeah, sometimes you have to ask for a few months. Absolutely. And it's the group that I'm in right now, the Josh Coates one, someone just said that they had someone sign up, they went Emerald and they quit. All of that within 2 weeks. And the girl was like, but you know what? Her no is not going to change my yes to a no. And you have to like stay in that. You have to keep that like that reminding yourself of your why and your vision and sharing it. I don't really think I've other than just putting it out there more and being really, really clear on what this opportunity is, what it requires, and what it can do for you, with that communication has been the only thing different that I've done when it comes to getting coaches. When it comes to placement, which is how I got to 1 star, that's a whole different type of intentionality and sacrifice that I had to put on my account.
That's probably a whole nother different call
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Just talking about placement and stuff. I did want to say, like, after hearing everything that you're talking, I just kind of like scribbled myself some notes on like the core concepts and takeaways was like identify your why, like not just the pageant version of what you think you people should hear from you. Like you said, you always would say like I want to pay off debt, but like more of a core thing that moves you. And I know we hear this, like there's work and it's hard that goes into getting to that point, right? And then you transition into sharing authentically and with intention of what you share that's going to get you to your goals. So being aligned with the content that you're sharing, the way that you're sharing, the words that you're using in alignment to your goals. Staying dedicated to the daily tasks, even when they're inconvenient. And I mean, Amanda, all of us, like we're all in the same boat of working full-time jobs. That's something that's so relatable of having those moments day in and day out of, ugh, I don't want to do it. And like you even said, like going to bed 2 minutes later, when you put it in that perspective, it sounds like, why wouldn't you? But your brain screws with you in the moment. So being stronger and more confident in that moment than what you're hearing from like, you know, the devil and the angel, being confident coming from the right heart place. So asking those questions, like you're saying, that you might think you'd convince yourself in other aspects of your life that it wasn't right or you shouldn't do it. But if you're coming from the right place, it's going to be okay. And then creating that team culture and accountability. Like those are my biggest takeaways from right now. And I did want to kind of open it up for questions or comments from a lot of your team is actually on this call, which I love the support. And I wanted them to kind of maybe, if anyone's open to unmuting or asking questions, obviously go for it. But if any of your team wants to unmute and kind of share what has you so excited about going through this 1-star qual, what it means to you, and just maybe a little bit of your vision for the team and how Amanda, like her growth through that has impacted you to figure it out. But
Yeah, I'm open to like any questions as well. Because I know this is kind of just like rambling. I just wrote down keywords for myself to get through all this.
No, you did great. I think it's awesome. I think I see Molano just unmuted, so go for it, girl.
So I was just gonna say, I Sorry, my radio is talking a lot currently. So, but anyway, so I was just gonna say the change, like I obviously haven't been doing this very long, and so I obviously haven't been with Amanda very long, but like there was like a clear change in her intentions. And so, and like you could see that as a leader in her as a leader. And so it just makes it's like a very big, like, oh, like she's very serious. She wants to, accomplish her goals. She wants to meet the goals that she's setting for herself. So as a coach under her, I want to meet the goals that I set for myself. I I see that she believes in herself, and that's a huge part of it, is believing that you can and believing that you're worthy of the goals that you're setting for yourself. And that's something that, watching her believe in herself and know that she can, has helped me with so much as in my own coaching experience. And like with reaching Success Starter, she pushed me to never stop believing in myself and knowing that I was worthy of reaching my goal. And I just feel like that the intentionality that she shares with us is a huge part of our team growing. Like everything that, and like she said, everything that she learns, she shares with us. She doesn't keep any knowledge that she gains to herself. None of it is for her to keep to herself and be selfish with. She gives everything to us so that we can be as successful as we can. Um, so I'm just super excited to keep moving forward. And my goal right now is to be diamond by, I think it was May. I forget what day we said, and I don't have my calendar right now. So I'm currently working on that, and I'm super excited. And I know I'm going to do it because I am worthy of doing it, and I can. And that's part of just being part of this team and part of this community. So I'm just really excited about it. So yeah.
May 20th.
May 20th. I thought it was the 19th, so I was close.
I just looked at our text. Something that like came to mind when you said that, kind of authenticity and like what I'm showing you guys, because right under Moana is Aspen, and I'm at Aspen because of a reel, and something that I've also just kind of, it's like not cared about this year was following social media bullshit. Like I don't care about TikTok. I'll show up on there every now and then, honestly, for fun. Like I don't want to use it for the business. I don't. I'll pop on there just like if I see a cool dance that like is easy to learn in 5 seconds, I'll do it. Or I'll make my recipes on there because it's just easier to do the videos on there than on Reel. And then with Reels lately, it's just if I have something that comes to mind that like I would want to see scroll through, I just make it real quick. I don't give a shit how I look. I don't care what I'm wearing. I try to make sure I'm at least in front of a window just so the lighting is fine. But like that's how I met Aspen. I woke up the day after eating like half a pizza and some beer, and I had to do a total body workout. And I was like, I think it was like me in front of my mirror saying like, hey, you ate pizza last night, you drank whatever last night, but you're about to go do this workout. That's great. Go do it. And then that's how she met me. And so it's just like, I'm not trying to follow the point at this and do this and like the stupid shit that we see every other influencer doing. I'm not trying to do that because I'm not trying to bring in the clones of all of that. I'm trying to bring in my people, and I have, and I still am. But that was just something that kind of struck me. Don't think you have to do what all the other people are doing. Like, I'm a huge fangirl of Emily Faber. If y'all don't know her, she's #3 coach. It has been for like 3 years now. Huge fan of her. But I'm not going to repeat what she's doing. I'm going to love what she's doing and how she's doing it, but then I'm going to do everything else my way.
And Amanda has like never changed her message at all. Like Amanda's incredibly consistent. Like she's never gonna post like, oh, I'm not drinking beer this weekend. Like we know that she enjoys breweries, like, that pizza and breadsticks thing that I found you about. It's like that wasn't like a one-time thing. It's like you've always been the same. And like it with the positivity that you bring to the team, that's consistent, and it's consistent on social media, and it's consistent in the bod groups as well. So people trust that and like get excited about that. And then that's like the brand that you deliver in the bod groups as well. And it's great.
So many juicy nuggets. I freaking love this call. All right, Pearl's got to head out. I know Emily said she's sick and is going to reflect on some questions. Any last minute comments, you guys? This is so awesome. It's got me fired up right now. I'm pumped.
Actually, I kind of want to ask, so Megan, I'm going to put you on the spot. Clark, I don't know if there's another Megan on the call or not. I haven't scrolled. So she was one of my OGs, like 2019 sign up. She's been in and out. And then this past month, she just straight up chimed into our team chat and was like, hey, I want to come back in for the community. Can you just kind of tell us why, Megan? Like, why come back to us? So I actually haven't ever actually asked you that.
Sorry, I just worked a really hectic 12-hour shift, so I'm a little tired after 3 in a row. But I kind of just want to lean back in for more of like the sisterhood and friendship, because I don't have that many friends around here. I don't talk to that many people besides people at work, really, and my roommate, my parents. And I just like kind of feel like I've been missing that, because I like was in a sorority, but I never really fit in with that sorority. And I don't really have those like friends. So I kind of wanted to jump back in and like have someone kind of push me to like get back into working out again and trying to like balance it with my schedule and like all the positivity that I've like seen, and just have like the sisterhood and friendship that the team has kind of bring back into my life to like help me out, get back into it, not just be a bum that just works constantly. So kind of take a better look back onto my perspective, like why I was doing this before, what I would like to do down the line.
Sweet. And I think that's what it comes down to. Like I said when I kind of started this call, I tell everyone who joins my team, you get the choice to be an island or to lean in. And I mean, how that's why I was like, we're creating a phrase this year. We made shirts with it on it, and like that's what I'm just trying to build, and I've been very clear about it.
Yeah, and I bought that shirt, and that's probably what really pushed me to come back. So
yeah, I texted her out of the blue and was like, we're making these. I don't know if you want it or not. She said yes, and I was like, that's amazing. Cool.
Yeah, I actually love it. So
any questions, comments?
Thank you so much, Amanda. And I feel like it's way overdue that you were leading a team call. So I'm so glad we can make this happen.
Yeah, thanks for doing it on Sunday, guys. I work weeknights, so.
All right, well, have an awesome evening. What's that?
I actually didn't see that I was on for this Sunday until like 3 days ago. I thought it was, and then I was like, oh boy.
Well, you did awesome, and hope everyone has a great rest of their evening, great week. We'll hope to see you on Wednesday for Team Happy Hour, and get going with your goals. We're almost halfway through the month, so we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Amanda, again.